People always ask me, Owen, how do you travel the world and be a YouTube star while you have cancer and while you're on a keto vegan diet? That's what we're gonna talk about today. I wanna talk about how to be keto on the go, right? For those of us that are like busy, you have kids, you got soccer practice and you're trying to eat right, or you're like me and you're trying to fight cancer, right? It's very important to stay in ketosis and to make sure that you have like fat in your body, okay, first of all, and that you're decreasing your blood sugar. It's very, very hard to do when your lifestyle's like mine and I'm constantly like at grandma's house or we're on a trip or I'm at a conference. So I figured out a few things. I wanna show you those things today, okay? I have a whole bunch of foods I wanna show you, but I also wanna show you some hackery that I do, okay? So let's start with my favorite thing. I think my favorite thing is the MCT oil. So in order to stay in keto, you gotta increase your oil, your fat intake, okay? But how do you get this on the plane easily? You go get some of these bottles, get some of these airplane bottles, okay, from the Dollar Tree. And then what you do is you just fill this bad boy up. It's like one of these per day. Now that's a lot more oil than I probably consume on a regular day, but because I'm traveling and I'm either fasting or I'm eating junk food or, you know, restaurant food because you're traveling or airplane food. So if I'm on 2 days, I'll take 2 of these. I never take more than 2 because it's just a little bit too much. The next part of that is Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Okay, so I take a shot of this with just about every meal. And what I do, can you take your cell phone out of the room, please? We're building, I'm joking, we're building a multi-million-dollar channel here, Wilson. Get Wilson, this is my father-in-law.
Hi, sorry about that.
He's actually a filmmaker, so what a noob, you know, you're on set. Okay, apple cider vinegar. I take a shot of apple cider vinegar, never by itself because it's acid, right? So like you take it, you put it in some lemonade or you put it in like a Zevia or whatever, and then you shoot it. Do the same thing, grab a little bottle, put the apple cider vinegar in there, and then you're gonna put it in a Ziploc baggie, okay? Now, I travel with a ton of Ziploc baggies, okay? So we don't have any more in here because I use them all the time, but we have like smaller sandwich bags. I would put the oil in its own bag so that if it spills, and it'll get a little greasy, but it's not that big a deal. So take your MCT oil in travel bottles with you so that you can get onto the plane no problem. Let's talk about the next part. Typically when I go to hotels, I'll Instacart, right? I'll call the shopping, and I still might do that on like a big trip, like a 4-day trip, but I always order all this silverware and these plates that just go to waste. They just sit in the hotel room. So instead what you do is you just take, 3 or 4 plates. Now, better yet, like you could even ask the restaurant in the hotel to do that. You just never know how friendly they are to that. The hotel that I was in didn't have a restaurant that I think would appreciate that. So 2 forks, 2 knives, 2 spoons, 4 plates, and this is what you're gonna eat your food on, you know? For example, when I Instacart, whenever I go anywhere, I order tofurkey and I order lettuce, okay? And then I take these with me. Whew, come down a little bit. I talk really fast because I'm so afraid that people will X out of the video. They're like, oh, this guy talks too long. And it's really, I just gotta like calm down and make it. So if you're still watching, give me an Air 5 in the comment section. All right, I take these with me wherever I go. Mayonnaise packets. Now, mayonnaise is great for you. And I'm sorry if you don't like mayonnaise. I find that there are wicked, evil people that don't like mayonnaise, coconuts, or mushrooms. All of those things are fantastic for keto. And my whole life, I've loved all of those things. So I wonder, you wonder about destiny and whatnot. Mayonnaise is great for you. I eat Vegenaise on a regular basis, like Vegenaise. They don't have Vegenaise travel packets, okay? But they do have these travel packets. So even though it's soybean oil, what it does is it saves me from having to buy mayonnaise every time I get there. And then these, in fact, I'm just gonna take all of these because there's not a lot left, and I am traveling tomorrow. And I'm just gonna put these in here, okay? Because they can fit flat on the plate. And the whole idea is that in your suitcase and your luggage, what I do is I finish packing and then I lay this on top. There's even a pocket on the outside of my suitcase where I can just put that in there. I'm sure the TSA thinks I'm a weirdo. So now I have that tofurkey that I'll order from Instacart. I'll have that lettuce that I'll order from Instacart. Mayonnaise to mix in the tofurkey, which is like this just delicious like chicken salad. It's a vegan chicken salad. Really, really tasty. They really nailed it with tofurkey. Mix it with the mayonnaise. wrap it in lettuce wraps. You have lettuce wraps for days. Snacks. You need to have snacks because all through the conference, they're gonna be busting out like, they're gonna put M&Ms in the back, they're gonna put all these yummy stuff in the back, and then I feel like it's okay to have one or two and indulge that, but that's what you have your oil for, right? It's like, have a couple of M&Ms or you know, I would hate to say a brownie, that's like a lot, you know? They brought out cookies at the last conference and I just didn't eat them. But if you are gonna have a couple M&Ms, then, and even if you're gonna have a whole cookie, that's what you have this for, and you chug some of this to get your proportions right, and it lessens the damage that you're doing. But I think it's good to have snacks. Kiss My Keto gummy bears and Kiss My Keto watermelon slices. These are all so yummy to me. Like, I really love them, but I really can only handle one or two at a time. Remember, they're made with erythritol, which is 7 times sweeter than sugar. So for me, the watermelon candies, I could have like 2, you know, and then it's like, I need some water. You know what I mean? The next are these IQ bars. I got these on Amazon, and really one a day I think is good for me. So again, you're just taking these IQ bars. Now here's the thing. These are plant-based bars. Wonderful, wonderful. I bought another brand as well, and they're yummy, but they have to be refrigerated. And so, like, they don't say they have to be refrigerated, but it's they tell you when you buy them, hey, if this stuff starts to melt on you, like, put them back in the refrigerator. So, and then you take this in your carry-on, you know? Now, here's the thing. Here's what I love about all of this. Nuts. Nuts are amazing to have on a business trip. They satisfy this kind of like, want to crunch down on something. You know, when I'm thinking, I'm like watching this guy do marketing and I'm like, I feel like a boss, you know what I mean? So we put our different kinds of nuts in mason jars, and then we keep them in our wine rack because we don't drink anymore. And I'm glad, never felt better. And then what we do is we put them in a Ziploc bag or a sandwich bag. I don't have any more, but I put multiple types in there, all right? So I'll put some pistachios in there. I'll put some almonds in there. I even have a couple of these high-key cookies you might want to throw in there. These are delish. These are absolutely super good. They might get a little crunched up though. So I actually don't take these a lot, but I just want to let you know that they're there. Here's a big one. Keto glazed pecans at Costco. Throw those in there with your macadamia nuts, your pecans, some sunflower seeds, and you have this nice little package. I even like will grind up salt and put it in there. So it's like salty, sweet, it's wonderful. And then you put that inside of this bag, which goes in your carry-on, and boom, you have this great like keto on the go scenario. But there's one last thing I want to show you, and it's actually the coup de grace, right? It's the final death blow. I'm gonna be gone for like, I would say like 3 to 4 meals. That's how long I'm gonna be gone, okay? And on this next trip, but the last trip I was gone for like 8 meals. So when I'm gonna be gone that long, I mean, I use Instacart. I go to the hotel, I get to the Airbnb, and I Instacart food. Think about going to the restaurant and how much that would cost you. Even if you're dining by yourself. You know, you might be paying $26 for a meal at a restaurant. Pay $26, and that includes a $7 delivery fee for some lettuce, some tofurkey, even get some tuna if you want. You know, I got tuna last time because I'm not always vegan keto, but it's what I normally do. It's what we normally do. So, boom, holy guacamole in a cup. This is why you have spoons in here, so you could pull this out at a conference and just be like, eating guacamole. You go back to the room and you've got the lettuce and the mayonnaise, and you throw guacamole in there. I'm telling you, it's the best. Now, another way to eat guacamole, and I'll tell you these things, this has actually been to LA with me and back. You can tell because it's a little smashed up. What I love about this is that they're very durable. They can be smashed and never had one explode in my bag. So I take a couple of these if I'm gone for a couple of meals. But if you're gone for more than that, then you call Instacart and you order holy guacamole when you get there, okay? You take the remainder home with you and you use them for the next trip. Last thing is keto crackers, okay? Keto crackers, again, you pull out a handful, you put them in the bag, and you add them into this bag. You've got nuts in here, you've got crackers in here. They're in your carry-on, so they're not getting smashed. And then you could dip keto crackers in your... Now, there's one other bonus product that we don't have right now that I really recommend, and it's the Noosh peanut butter packets. You gotta get the keto kind, otherwise they're too carby. These are fantastic. They're just additional oil packets and they're really tasty. You could spread those on the crackers, or you just, I put them in and just eat them just the way they are because they're delicious. So we'll put links to all of this stuff inside the description box where you guys can check it out. And remember, it is not hard to beat cancer. It is not hard to be keto. You just have to do it. You have to put in the work. And I hope that these things that we do make it easier for you.